Are male and female the only true genders, and when we do start associating gender with certain roles in society? When I hear the word binary, my mind immediately jumps to gender and 80s movie about computers. And that's because outside of meaning something that has two sides or two parts, binary is often linked to the concept that there are two genders in the world. And every person falls squarely into one of these two categories. And since lots of you Ocean of Everything fans write in with questions and comments about things related to genders and gender norms, I wanted to spend this week getting down into an abbreviated history of how we got to the idea of binary gender, what has some of the differences between gender and sex are, how those two categories became linked, and why we start associating different tasks and society along the gender divide, with certain behaviors being ascribed to masculinity and others to femininity. Okay, so we have a lot to cover and very little time, but the natural place to start here seems to be what is gender? And how does it differ from sex? So to start things off in something of an order from concrete to abstract, human sex is usually linked to a biological and physical traits of the body. These include reproductive organs, hormones, chromosomes, with the old wisdom in that as X chromosomes signal females, while Y chromosomes are indicative of males, outward appearance of the genitalia, and secondary sex characteristics, which keep the rough puberty for humans. These traits include things like growing rest, getting hairy, or producing on that lovely oil and grease that makes our pasting and our T-zone shine bright like a diamond. Although these are the ways that sex is determined or identified, it also involves a fair bit of fluidity. For example, there are people who are intersex, meaning that they share a variety of these traits across the sexual divide. People can have XX chromosomes associated with women, but present in most other ways as male, and vice versa. It's also possible to have a mixture of these traits that aren't easily quantifiable and don't align neatly with male or female designation. Although in some of these cases there are parents and healthcare providers who choose an assigned sex for a child born with a mixture of traits at birth. But while sex is mostly considered biological, gender is a more loosely defined concept. Gender relates to the performance of roles, identities, and ideas surrounding the masculine, feminine, or neutral traits. And more often than not, we like gender to both our behaviors and internal ideas about ourselves. A good example of affirming gender and society would be a statement like, all girls' favorite color is pink. The first assumption is that girl lies up with female sex, and the second is that given the choice, most, if not all girls, will not only choose pink as their favorite color, but will also be naturally disposed to liking pink over other colors. But this idea confuses cultural conditioning with a resumed biological determinism. And if you want more on pink for girls and blue for boys, then this is the perfect time to hop on over to a video on gender clothing for a deeper explanation. Gender also blossoms outward into other areas of our lives and is often used as a measure for sexual desire behavior and societal roles. We also apply gender pretty widely and often, even to concepts and inanimate objects, more so than biological sex.